Alright, so for this recipe, you're going to need all of these ingredients, which isn't that many. So in here I have 2 cups of cake flour, and here I just have the spices, which is 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, a half a teaspoon of nutmeg, and a 1/4 teaspoon of ginger. And that over there is just a teaspoon of baking soda. Next, the recipe calls for 2 cups of sugar, but I only use 1.5 cups. Here is 1.5 cups of oil, 4 eggs, about 500 grams of carrots. That equals to 3 cups. And then we're going to need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So I'm going to put on my, what do you call these again? Apron. I'm going to put on my apron because I'm very clumsy. I'm very clumsy when it comes to baking. And I'm going to preheat my oven to 175 degrees or 180. Alright, so before we start making the cake, I am going to prepare the pan, and this is the pan that I'm using. Well, it's not a pan, it's a bundt cake form. And the way I do that is I spray it with cooking oil, because I find that it's easier to get the cake out this way. So I just spray all over. So we have oil all over the bundt pan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle some of that flour that I used, not the one that's in the, this is extra flour. So I just sprinkle some of that in here, and I just sift it around until it's fully covered. Alright, so here is my cake pan ready to put batter in it, but I'm going to reserve this and I'm going to start making the cake. Alright, so in my mixer, I'm going to add my sugar first. So I'm going to add the sugar and the oil. And I'm going to touch the whisk first. Once we put in our dry ingredients, I'll switch over to this one. The K mixer, is that what they call it? So we're gonna put this on high. About 3 minutes, and now I'm gonna change this out for the K mixer, this one, and I put this on, and I'm gonna add in the dry ingredients, which is the flour. Add that in. The flour is already sifted, and want to scrape down the sides of your bowl just to make sure it's getting everything's being well incorporated, because sometimes, especially with these big mixers, things get stuck at the bottom. Now you might think that there's not enough liquid in this cake, but while the cake is cooking, the carrot will be releasing water. So now it's time to put the carrot in the cake. You don't want to overmix this, so I'm going to do it on low. For very long, just until it's well incorporated. Just gonna remove the K paddle thing. There we go. We have a nice mixture here. I'm going to point the camera down. Look at how beautiful that color is. So I'm just gonna add this in the oven. Alright, so voiceover kicking in now because the video didn't go as planned. So here's the cake after it comes out. As you can see, it's a little bit dark on the top, but that's okay. It wasn't overcooked, it was fine. And I just whipped up this frosting. It's basically just a cream cheese frosting. The ingredients are cream cheese, butter, and a little bit of milk and some icing sugar. I'll show you how to make this in a different video. So what I'm just doing here is I'm pouring it all over the cake. My objective here is to make it look rustic, like effortless, I guess you could say. And then I'm just crushing some walnuts on top just to decorate the cake. It also tastes pretty good on it. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing right now. And this is how the cake turned out. It was delicious, beautiful. You'll see in just a little bit that I cut it open, and it has such a beautiful color. I really recommend this carrot cake, especially around the cozy season. During the winter, it tastes really, really good. So that's all for me today. I want to thank you so much for watching, and if you try this recipe, let me know how you liked it.